Welcome back to my stream. Welcome back to Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. Today we are continuing our whispering. I hope ASMR-ish storytelling of old Norse myths. And for today I decided to not just chronologically or in the order that the book sets for us, to continuing telling the stories that are written in there. But today I would like to introduce a topic, a specific topic that we are right now, that we are encountering right now in the game. So I will jump a few stories ahead, and I will tell you something about Garm the wolf, which is also called Fenrir in Norse mythology. He plays a big role in the events that happened before and after, or not after, but during Ragnarök, the world's end. So, Fenrir is the one that is also called the God Killer, and he is feared for that nickname, as every major being or creature in the Norse mythology. He plays a big role in it and in different tales. So it is natural, or that he at least possess a certain amount of strength or power. And Fenrir literally means the one who lives in the swamps. He is a gigantic wolf with sparkling eyes, but he is not to be confused with just an ordinary wolf, or a monster, if you want to call it that way. He's not just blindly raging around and killing everything. In fact, he's very smart, and he is also capable of speaking. He can understand the language of the gods of the Aesir, and he can communicate with them. So it's not just a beast, but the gods, Aesir, especially Odin, he got really frightened of Fenrir's ever-growing power since his birth. He he's a child of Loki. And um, his giant wife. And out of Fenrir's mouth there flows a river of Sadia that is called Wen. So the parents of Fenrir are Loki and the giant Angerboda. And it is not completely, it is disputed, but it is believed that probably he has children, two of them, called Skull and Hati. And he has also, shit, I forgot the name for, in English, Kyodai, I mean, I don't know, sometimes my brain does not work. He has a brother and a sister, if you want to call it that way. Siblings, I guess sibling is the word that I was searching for. So the world snake, Jormungand, is one of his siblings, and the other one is Hell. So yes, you heard right. He is the brother of Hell. That is the goddess of the Niflheim of Helheim. So, and for his presumably for his children Skull and Hati, they are both also wolves. Skull is the meaning for taunting someone, and he is the one that is chasing the sun in the sky. And when Ragnarök finally starts, he will finally reach the sun. He will finally end his chase and reach the sun, and he will swallow it. And for Hati, it's called someone who the meaning of it is someone who makes who spots someone, who is spotting someone in the sense of he talks and thinks bad of someone. I don't know the vocabulary, the word in English for it. But basically it is not a good meaning, so. And Hati is the one, it's the white wolf, and Skull is the black wolf. So for Hati it's, he or she, I don't know what gender, or if he has a gender. I will stick to it. So Hati is chasing the moon, and like Skull, his sibling or its sibling, he will finally catch the moon when Ragnarök starts, and then he also will swallowing it. So, and by doing that, by swallowing the sun and the moon, it will be complete darkness. So it's not also a symbolic, it's not just a symbolic way of telling that the world ends. It literally ends with the sun being swallowed or destroyed, and the moon also it is one of the main events that happens during Ragnarok. So, and there are other wolves in Norse mythology. Two more wolves that are really important are Gary and Freki, and both of them are. Frick, there's a fly, and that fly currently distracting me. Wait a minute. I can't get rid of it. I'll see to it after I finish the story. So, Gary and Freki are two wolves that belong to Odin, and they are following him everywhere. They both names mean the ones who are, I mean, basically gluttony, the ones that are longing constantly for something and never stop doing that. So for Fenrir's destiny, um, it is a real big one. I mean, when Ragnarök starts, when the world ends, he will destroy his cage or his imprisonment, and he will bring death and destruction to the gods, which basically captivated him. And while the giant or enormous battle is fought between the gods and the giants, the mighty wolf will fight his arch enemy, which is Odin, the one who enslaved him, or not enslaved him, but the one who made sure that he is imprisoned, and he will fight against Odin in a gigantic or in an epic battle. And when that battle ends, he will eat Odin, will kill and eat him, and then Vidar, one of the sons of Odin, will revenge Odin, or yeah, and kill Fenrir. Okay, before we continue, I have to get rid of that fly that is constantly landing on my hand, and it's tickling, and I can't concentrate. So just give me a few minutes. the fly flew away. It's okay. So, okay. Let's continue with the story of Fenrir. So Loki was he was a father too, and with the giantess named Angarboda, he became um, too frightening, uh, too frightening children. One of them was the Black Wolf, named Fenrir, and the gods of Aesir, they knew exactly that the child of a giantess and the trickster Loki would bring no, no good, no good things up in the cosmos. So they, for that reason, they raised the little wolf in a place who they can over easily, who they would easily be able to oversee, and only Tyr, the god of war, was brave enough to get near to Fenrir to approach him actually in order to feed him. And Fenrir was a wolf um, that grew um, very fast. His fur he would grew very thick and yeah, and rough, and his claws and teeth, uh, they looked like actual yeah, bended knives, bended not knives, bended swords, like the ones that you stereotypically see in the Arabic movies, the curved swords. So sorry, I'm lacking the word for in English. And his yellow eyes were glowing like uh, two moons in the darkness, and even for the mightiest of the gods, he seemed to, yeah, he was appearing small in Fenrir's shadow. So before I continue, you can imagine why Senua is really why she is frightened of Fenrir. He's not just an ordinary wolf, not just a beast that, yeah, is a little bit more powerful than a normal creature, a normal wolf, so to say. He literally has godlike powers, and is not someone that you want to mess with if you are not a god, and even the gods are frightened. So, because they were so frightened of Fenrir, especially of him growing so fast and getting stronger and stronger each day, they came up with a plan um, to to imprison him, to basically they want to imprison him, and so for that reason they first cast two gigantic chains that were made out of the strongest metal of the land, and then they approached Fenrir, and they said to him that that he should prove his strength by letting himself be chained and by freeing himself out of that chains. And Fenrir was agreeing to that proposal, not proposal, to that uh, suggestion, I guess is the word for. So he replied, "I am strong enough um, to tear down any chain," and he let himself be being chained with with the gigantic chains, and they were called letting. But I don't know what that word means. But the outcome was that he literally smashed both of them with a single movement, with a single mighty movement of his body, and he was in triumph. He was saying, I told you so. I told you." And so the gods they were taking the second chain they cast, and that one was even uh, twice as strong as the first one, and Odin himself was uh, yeah was the one who took the heavy the heavy the heavy chain and was winding it around Fenrir's uh, legs, and he was so sure that no beast could ever be able to get rid of that and free itself out of it. And the wolf was with his strong he was he was he was pulling on that, and he was showing his teeth, and he was hitting or trying to hit around him, and he was flexing his muscles, his mighty muscles, like so so heavily that they seemed to burst out, underneath his skin, and he finally was able to smash, or not to smash, yeah to destroy the chain in 1,000 pieces. So Odin was sighing, and that literally was our strongest chain. But we have to is doing something really bad, which I mean, which will unlucky for us all. So Freya was suggesting that the best blacksmiths of all the 9 worlds were the dwarves, or obviously are the dwarves, so they can cast something for us that is strong enough to withstand the wolf's mighty power, she said. So they sent someone to the dwarf kingdom. For fuck's sake, that fly is back. They sent someone to the dwarven kingdom that was lying under the earth, and they dwarves, they were working day and night on that chain, and here is where the story gets really interesting. The chain didn't consist of metal, but it consists of a voice, of the voice of steps, the sounds of steps of a cat, and the beard of a woman, and the roots of a mountain, and the breath of a fish, and the salvia of a bird. To put it shortly, it consists of things that are not existing, and because of that, there is no one, not even Fenrir, who could possibly fight against it. Yeah, because it simply exists of things that are not existing. So how can you fight against something that does not exist to begin with? That was the idea behind it, and the dwarves named that chain Gleipnir, and it was not working like a ordinary chain. Odin was astonished, and he was looking on it really. He was just inspecting it really with in great detail. So he came to the conclusion that the Gleipnir was more like a band, more like something that would be made out of like clothing, like not a chain, but actually something that would work like a band. And Freya was wondering, is it strong enough? She asked. So that we will see in a moment, replied Odin, and he called the wolf. Hey, Fenrir, are you willing to prove your strength one more time? And Fenrir was approaching, and he was suspiciously sniffing on that band, and he was saying, with great distrust. Such a chain. I don't know such a chain. I haven't seen such a chain um, yet, and he was not. I mean, he was not amused. He was not barking. He was crawling, and he said that smells uh, like a like a trap. No, 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 was Odin. Odin replied, we don't want to trick you. You have my word. Um, that is not enough, replied Fenrir. You have to, uh, you have to offer me something in return. You have to, you have to, um, you have to place your own hand in my mouth, and while I trying to um, get rid of that chain, of that band. So, but yeah, Odin was not the one who was placing his hand in Fenrir's mouth, but the one who actually did it was Tyr, the god of war, and he was brave enough to do it. So the gods were stuttering in shame, or not in shame. They were. They don't. I mean, they were cowards, and until Tyr was the one who was stepping forward and doing the thing, and the moment um, Odin chained Fenrir with that band, Tyr was putting his hand in Fenrir's mouth, and again the wolf was flexing all of his muscles, all of yeah, he was trying to build up uh, to flex yeah, his muscles in order to burst that band, to burst that chains. But he was trying in vain. He did basically everything with all of his power, but he couldn't free himself of that band. So, with sparkling yellow eyes, he was he was um, he was snapping, or he was closing his mouth, and he was cutting Tyr's wrist with his mighty teeth, and he was I don't know the word. He was biting. He was just cutting Tyr's hand smoothly. I mean, just cut it. So the gods, which were glorious in their um, in their plan, in their final intention of imprisoning Fenrir, um, they were placing a sword between his, I mean, in his mouth, so that he couldn't close it, so that it was, yeah, that he was forced to keep it open all the time, and the wolf was howling, and he like um, like that is because the Salvia, the river of Salvia, was constantly flowing out of his open mouth, so he was basically really bad condition, and he would he will be so until the final day arrives and Ragnarök begins, and that is when the hour of his revenge is will be approaching, will be yeah will be there, or finally that is the moment when he I don't know how, but uh, he will be able to free himself of that chains. So that is the story, and it's also I mean it's very interesting because of that set band or special chain that dwarves made for the gods. It is basically something that you can't fight against because it does not exist, or it consists of things that are not existing, actually not existing, or in the belief of the gods. So even even this, even going by that logic and agreeing with that logic, you can't fight against something that does not exist, even by acknowledging that when when that disruptive event of Ragnarok happens, when the world ends, all that matters, all the rules that were applied or that are applying, like I mean, like like rules, like I mean, that are in place and are being thought as unchangeable, like for example gravity. In that, when Ragnarok happens, all that is all that rules, all that things that basically holds the cosmos together and make sense of it, all that in a single moment disappear, or is are not in place anymore. They are not meaning. They are not meaningful anymore. They are just being overthrown, and that is the moment when Fenrir finally is able to free himself, or is freed, and then his revenge will start, and yeah, he will kill Odin. So with that being said, let me take another few minutes, and then we'll jump right into the game, and let's hope that we are not that we don't have to fight against Fenrir, or Garm as he is called in the game. Because I actually don't have, I don't want to. So, see you in a few minutes. So let's jump right into the game. Okay, so back to normal voice, which in my opinion sucks. So, I mean, yeah, it's my voice, what can I do about it? I don't have the time for voice training or something like that. Okay, so we have to find three more symbols in order to open that door. And I guess by doing that, I mean, we just can't walk here around because of Fenrir. I hope that the torch will at least provide some.
Keep going. Run! I don't know what it is. Run! Turn back.
Oh, bro, that will be hard. I don't gonna lie. Maybe we can light the torches. Oh yes, at least that will get rid of the darkness. And I just wanna say you you can't see anything. I mean, you don't you don't actually see the wolf, right? It's just all about the audio. So it's highly recommended playing that game with headphones. You hear so much. I mean, if you have decent headphones, you can actually hear the sounds coming from different direction at the same time and on different volume level, and it is a sound floor, or it creates an atmosphere that is really intense. I mean, yes, for some people maybe that is frightening or uncomfortable, but if you are enjoying such games or don't have a problem with it, it is really well made. That's what I wanted to say. It is. You don't need the visual input, and you don't need for example, an NPC, or I don't know. You don't need a wolf, and you don't need to see it. It's already enough if you are hearing the sounds of it, or that is it's the same time. It's the same with I guess, for example, with fairy tales. I mean, with reading books in general, you don't need a movie for it. I mean, of course, it adds more information,
The light won't save her now. She
but
can sense it.
in the end, it's all happening in your head, right?
She needs to feel it. lighting the torch.
Yeah, exactly. Lighting torches, I have to get rid of that darkness.
Do you think you can keep away from the shadows if you like? Fight! Pretend! Use your swords! Defend yourself. Focus is coming.
Sorry, I have to concentrate.
Finished.
Easy
Go
grab.
anywhere without
Okay,
light.
we are literally playing on easy, so I'm not a good gamer. I'm more an enjoyer of games. I mean, yeah, there was a time when I was competing in games, and I mean online, and trying to get better, and for example in Counter-Strike, but and I was enjoying that. It is something that you can enjoy, compete with other players around the world, right? So it's nothing wrong with that. But at some time I realized I'm more the guy who plays single player games, and I mean I also played MMOs for a very long time, and but I'm more about a good story and good character development that I figured out after years, and that's what I apparently like, and I don't want to be I don't want to be taken by the hand and guided through the whole game, but at the same time I don't want a game that is extremely hard to beat. I mean, if it's not part of the game, of the concept of the game, like Dark Souls, that is the only. I mean, in that respect, or in that regard, is the only game that I can come up with as an example, because I didn't play other games yet that are similar to Dark Souls. So, but for Dark Souls, it's a game that is not trying to be nice to you. It's a concept of the whole game being hard, and so yeah, of course you have to like that, or have to. Or I guess that's one of the symbols.
Hidden in plain sight. She has it. You have it. Where's the next? 2 more to go.
Okay, so 2 more to go.
These
So, but for a game like that, that is not focusing on being unbeatable, or
What if you collect them and there's nothing behind the door?
wants to kill you
Just another trick.
with every with every step you take. It can be annoying if you're dying too often, or if you what I want to say, it's distorting the flow of the game, because it's naturally not part of it. You should be expected to you has a specific skill level, and therefore be able to play that game smoothly. It's not like in Dark Souls, where even if you're a good player or you just if you haven't played that game before, it's just unmerciful. It will it will break you down or try. It's a part of the concept of the game. That trial and error, and there, you know, from the first second, it is part of the game. That is a challenge to overcome that obstacles to step by step. And of course you can cheese Dark Souls as well. Like, I mean, there are, for example, speedruns for that game, obviously, and they are very famous. Okay, we can't go everywhere, I suppose. So yeah, therefore I set that game, or the difficulty level to easy, because it's hard enough for me, and I don't want to. I mean, maybe I could beat that game on a higher difficulty level, but I don't want to. I would not enjoy that. But yeah, there are people, a friend of mine, for example, that are exactly that I don't bothering about that, because they have other aspects that are important for them. And for example, that mentioned friend of mine, he is he's playing every game on the every game that he plays, he plays on the most difficult level possible that you can play the game with, or on, I don't know, right? Yeah, so you know what I mean. And that is also okay. I mean, it's a personal challenge for him. He does not care if he dies often, or it's just
Her torch is going out. No, it's not. It's going to run out soon. She hasn't got much time. It's going to burn out. She's too slow. The darkness will come again. Light, safe later.
so. Yeah, but for me personally, it's not something that I can, or at least not for all games that I want to play, that I can enjoy, or say of myself that I can or could enjoy.
She has it. She did it. She's done it. Well done.
It's not that I.
It reminds her of the isolating, suffocating darkness that she lived through as a young girl. It imprisoned in her room at night. The faces in the dark, coming through the walls. She once thought everyone could see them. I mean, that's what children say all the time, isn't it? That there are monsters in the dark. By the time she realized that only she could see them, her father, Zinbel, could see the monster in her.
I think the game, yeah, what I want, I lost the thread of the train of thought. But yes, I don't have. I just, or I realized once again that the game is written very well. The dialogues are very good in that game, I think. I'm not sure what. It's weird for me because since I started the channel on Twitch, but apart from that, I mean, apart from playing the games in English on Twitch or streaming them, I didn't play any other games. I mean, when I play a game, I stream on Twitch. I don't play on my free time games in my mother tongue or other games. It's literally that I started playing with Twitch. I started playing games in English, and before that, I didn't do that. When there was an option of playing the game in my language, I played it in my language, of course. I mean, even if there are people who I don't understand that at all, they're constantly saying, "Oh, the synchronization is so bad, and how could you possibly play a game with such a bad synchro, or such a bad dubbing?" I don't know, maybe I'm just not able of telling what is good and bad in terms of synchronization. For me, it's until now worked really pretty well, even for movies. So but I guess when developing the game was developed in English as main as target language, I guess. So one more symbol I'm blabbering around like I don't want to do that. I'm just in a chatting mode right now. I don't know why. There are days when I don't have to say anything and I have to force myself saying something. The fuck, where do we have to go? So I was playing to myself, not playing this.
She'll have to go under. She has to.
Oh shoot. I will continue after that.
There's light in the distance. She has to keep going, wait. She can't do it. No. The light's gone out. Run! Get through it as quick as you can.
Oh, for fuck's sake. So, I actually wanted to start a series, a classic series. A series of playing classics that are that that are basically written game history. Games that are so influential. I mean, old games, but that were played by so many players around the world and enjoyed, um, or even to this day, and have a really large fan base, and were in their own respect yeah, game changing in terms of that they introduced, for example, new game mechanics, or completely new way of telling a story, or yeah, I mean, in short, just groundbreaking or breakthroughs, major breakthroughs in gaming history. And I would like to cover that because I I didn't play many games of that era, or that are considered today nowadays as classic, as a classic. I could have played that games, but I didn't, and I want to get rid of them. I mean, in sense of I want to finally play them, and yeah, check them on my bucket list. And that are not games
Run and get to the light. Stop! Stay there.
that are not that's not a game that, or not games that came out
She hasn't found
in the last for example 5 years or so. uh, they are really old, that are games of the 80s and 90s.
Stay here forever. She can't. She's stuck. She has to find a move. Without the runes, you are nothing.
I mean, for example, something like Tetris. I mean, come on, everyone knows that game, right? So of course I played it, but games like that are really set a new tone, or set are really in some or another aspect are really game changing, and there are more than you think there are. And that would be good because, or that is, in my opinion, is good because that game right now, even if it's in Unreal Engine 4, and the current, I guess the newest Unreal Engine is 5 or 6, even, I mean, I am lacking the resources, the machine, I don't have a powerful PC that is powerful enough to run that game smoothly and streaming at the same time. So it would be more accessible for me, or more would be easier to play old games.
Keep going. Get to the next light. Let's go quickly. Run.
And I mean, old games are not automatically bad games.
How'd she get it? Fire. She has to go towards it.
She'll have to go through the darkness.
The light.
She won't make it through darkness.
How the fuck? Where do I get light? Fire. I can't light that torch. We have to first get. Oh shoot! I don't know if I can make it. I try.
There's the torch.
So now we can.
See, now she can see the room. She can find it. The light.
And there is an actual good game. I mean, it's not a classic, but I think it's comparative. It can be compared to Senua. It's a completely different game, with a completely different setting, but the premise is in parts the same. So, okay, where do I have to go? Okay, it must be here somewhere. That symbol or that room. Yeah, and it's called. I guess it's called the Rugrats. It's named after a TV show that was aired in late 90s, I guess. Was an if I remind correct, it was aired on Nickelodeon, at least in my country, and it's basically the world seen through the eyes of toddlers and how they yeah, it's that Alice in Wonderland thing. They approach a world with different eyes, and for them there are yeah a totally normal situation in everyday life is an adventure for them, and is seeing with is being when seeing through their eyes something very magical or unusual, and I think it has some appeal to it. Some, I mean, that approach is something that you can relate to. By being exciting and exotic and unpredictable and just yeah, fresh side of things or to the world, and that is worth glimpse, I guess, at least. I mean, come on, it's
Look, the roots. Can you feel them? Can you see them? Where are they? She can't see them. Where are they? She doesn't know. Hold your torch. Look. Use your eyes.
are you fucking kidding me?
Where is it? You have all the roots.
Do you feel it? The beast is crawling into your mind, searching for weakness.
I
It found
have to
your
be honest. I am not liking that.
used her to trap you in here.
I'm not liking that voice of
Did you see her die? I don't remember. I was only 5. They told me she escaped the darkness, that she's with the gods. But what if they lied? What if the darkness took her and trapped her here?
It's not that I don't like. I mean, I like the voice in itself, the sound of the voice, but I don't think it's suitable for that game. things.
Go through the door. The door is open. It's open. You have to go through.
It's like the episodes of South Park when the
It's just another trick.
where the basically the story of Lord of the Rings is told.
No, she's there. She's not there. She was never there to begin with. Really there. Oh, she's gone. Where is she? She's disappeared again. No. How can she be surprised? She would be there. She'll be hiding. It's not safe.
It's I mean it's always super interesting if you look at things from a different angle or from a completely different perspective as you usually or normally would do. Usually people in general would do, and you are not I don't mean like you are, for example, on drugs or don't or anything like that, but just approaching things from a different perspective, and it is something that could or that can be really exciting and really worth considering. I think it can be magical of some sort. I'm lacking the words. It can be just intriguing. Maybe that's the word that I'm searching.
It's a trap. The beast is coming. Stupid little thief.
Run away from the beast. Having nothing. She'll never escape.
What have you done?
Oh shoot! That's the head of Dylan.
It's over.
The darkness is back. You've lost him. You've lost him out.
Now she's completely.
Give it a light.
Without his head, you will never bring his soul back. His fate is sealed.
It was all.
Now it can see you at your weakest. The time you suffered as a child at the hands of your father seemed no while you pined for Dillian. Do you remember that darkness, Senua? The beast is bringing it back.
Mother, why did you leave me?
I can only hope that Dillian talked enough sense into her that she is not giving up at that point.
Father's keeping me away from the others. Away from Dillian. I won't give up.
That's right, girl.
I'm not going to rot in here. I'm going to find Dillian.
She is. I didn't notice that before, but one of the main driver or motivations of her are, I don't know, how anger or not hate, but she is very serious or committed. She's not stubborn or not stubborn. That is the wrong word. She's just not willing to move or an inch in terms of accepting something like fate or was something like defeat. She's just she is willing to take on the world or to challenge the world, if that makes sense. And basically the whole motivation or the whole force or reason behind all of that is Dillian and oh, I don't know if that was right. Let's okay, that was right, I guess. Can't drop ourselves there. So yeah, I hope there will not. But that fence is looking suspicious. Modern. I hope she is not getting is not getting disappointed at some point by I don't know, a reveal of Dillian's or of their common past. But there you have it again, it's shadows. I mean, that game, by doing what the game does, is already, in my opinion, a classic. It's not about graphics or I don't know, game mechanics or so. It's just about the idea and transporting it. Does not necessarily be about making use of the technology that is at your hands at that time. It's just about an idea and being able to transport that idea in the best possible way or in a way.
People die.
Take, for example, Tolkien and his story of Lord of the Rings. He did not create something completely new. The fuck? Oh shoot, we died.
Quickly get up! She's injured.
Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate right now. That was a lucky respawn. Sorry, Dad. I have to press all the buttons.
She can focus. It's coming back. Take it down. Take it down. Focus. You won.
Fuck, we only can defeat that spectral appearances or shadows or whatever if we are able to get into that if the mirror of her and that is hanging on the right side of her. Yeah, that's if it is charged and can get use of that power of hers to defeat that shadow beings or creatures or whatever. And thanks for the follow, YouTube artist 0. Sorry, Twitch or the app doesn't work properly. I mean, it's literally here where I can't refocus it. I don't get it. Let's see. Ah, okay, I get it. We have to search for the pattern somewhere else in order to unlock it. Maybe that's it. first let's... I have to restart the app because it does not work properly. I don't know why. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Okay, I don't think that is the right way. That is not the right way at all. I guess we were here before already. Sorry. I mean, come on, that has to be the spot, right? So, I mean, you can see that symbols flowing in the air. I guess we somehow have to light this place more. Or how can we do that? Okay, that must be it, right? Okay, now if we see ourselves standing on the other side, it is literally an R. Yes, that looks good. And I have to say, I watched years ago. I watched a Let's Play of that game. I already told you that in this episode or in the beginning of the game, but that's it. But it is so much, or is this so different playing the game itself by myself and not watching a Let's Play. Of course, there are. I mean, everyone has a different view or a different knowledge and can say different or other things about the game, maybe. And I'm really enjoyed that Let's Play back in the day because, I mean, I enjoy other Let's Play too because I don't... the people that I watch doing Let's Plays, they are not... I mean, they have a different view maybe on the game, or they have a different background and they have maybe some knowledge about the game, or especially about things that going on in the game that I don't have or that I don't see, didn't or don't. And when they are playing the games and they are coming up with their own ideas and their own thoughts, it's not uncommon that I just catch myself thinking, or being caught thinking myself that for example, that is a thought being that is a thought that didn't cross my mind before, and it is something that I want to think of myself more deeply, or so. It's both ways. It's really cool. I mean, playing something yourself, experiencing something yourself. Of course, it's a new layer, but also watching people or playing or doing something and commenting on that. I don't know. Imagine, for example, a history teacher playing, I don't know, something like Empire, Age of Empires, or Assassin's Creed, or something like that. Something that is based on history, so you can maybe learn then something of it by just listening to the commentary of that let's player. And it's refreshing, and with Twitch you have also the possibility to engage actively, or not actively, I mean right on the spot, in real time with your audience. That is, I mean, that is the strong point of the internet. That's a benefit and a merit, I guess. Connecting your own thoughts with other people around the world in real time. By, for example, like that, playing games, doing something that you really like. It's cool. Yeah, okay, but we have to go. There's no other way. It somehow reminds me of a puzzle in Portal.
Her father tried to help her, but she wouldn't listen.
It's so cool that there are voices that actually make fun of her, or are delighted by seeing her being in pain or struggling, or having bad feelings. And then there are other voices in her head which try to literally keep her alive by giving her advice or warning her, or
All her fault.
and
She should have known.
that is, it's
Why
really,
doesn't she learn? Well, she learns.
so I have to make another short break,
Take it and never
because
give it
nature calls,
She
but
can
I'm
search and search,
right
but
back.
she'll never find it. She's let the darkness in. It's the end.
The darkness will take her like it took her mother.
She can't resist. Pointless even trying to retrieve it. She's lost.
Where is she going? She's got to go deeper to find the head. Deeper towards the darkness.
The beast is there. The beast is luring her deeper, deeper into the darkness. Deep, deep down.
The beast has the head.
Got the head. She will be trapped.
The beast has the head and he's using it.
Once she gets down there, she'll never come out. It's luring her down.
The darkness will take her like it took her mother.
Deeper and deeper. The beast knows. The beast knows exactly where she is. She's falling for it.
She falls for their tricks every time.
Plays into his hands.
The darkness is coming. What is going on?
She's not there. It's just a trick. Of course it was.
It uses her memories against her.
So clear now. She was never here.
It was all an illusion.
Why did you fall for it?
She never learns.
Who's the beast?
She can't tell the difference between reality and illusion.
He knows how to play with her.
He knows how to draw her where he wants her. He's using you. Put the darkness in you. Where is she now?
The darkness killed your mother.
Where is she now? Where is she? She's here.
The darkness will kill you.
The darkness took your mother and it will take you.
Eventually.
What really happened to her? Your mother was weak like you are. Her mother was weak like she is.
So weak.
The darkness took her and it will take Senua too.
It's just a matter of time.
She just lets the darkness in and lets it take her mother.
You've got to be stronger.
Just like her mother.
She's got to learn.
What if this is another trick?
It could all be a trick.
Her mother was never here.
It could all be for nothing.
Her mother was just an illusion.
It could all be one long game.
Her mother died years ago. What happened to her? The darkness took her.
The darkness took her, and the darkness will take Senua.
It's taking her already.
She's too weak to fight against it.
And she goes deeper and deeper into the darkness.
Every step that she takes, deeper.
Her mother tried to fight the darkness and she lost too.
Stupid.
The darkness will always win.
There's no way you can beat it.
She'll never beat it.
There's no use in trying.
The darkness is inside her head too. Just like her mother.
It will always be.
Okay, I'm back. So I don't think it's about being or about defeating the darkness, but somehow somehow live with it. In the end, it's the voices in her head. I mean, it's... Will it be the voices that are I mean, I don't think she will be magically cured of. I mean, she obviously has some sort of mental illness, so it's not an option being cured by looking into the sun, or I don't know. Okay, so let's hear the story part.
Rain the dwarf's sole desire is to possess this dragon's accursed treasure, and he uses Sigurd to reclaim it. He tells Sigurd the story of Fafnir's gold, and the good-hearted hero promises to slay the dragon if Rain would forge a strong sword for him. Sigurd remembers that his father once possessed a sword given to him by Odin. Odin broke the sword to bring about Sigmund's death, but Sigurd's mother still has the pieces. And so Rain reforges the famous sword. Sigurd uses the sword first to avenge his father, and then he and Rain go in search of Fafnir.
That's the sword. I mean, you know, that's the sort of how was he called? Elendil? Or I mean, the forefather of Aragorn, the broken sword that they reforged. That is the one that is, I mean, mentioned, or that is where Tolkien drove his inspiration for that sword. Okay, so the story about Sigurd or Sigmund? Not Sigmund, Sigurd and Sigurd is not, it's pretty much about a curse and how the people that are affected by that curse are perishing one after another. And I hope I don't, let's just not think about that in the context of the game.
The lights run out. She'll die.
So
She'll die. She has to.
I thought I disabled that overlay of Steam, but apparently not.
The darkness was, and she'll die.
Thanks for the follow, James 1. I wish I had a more British, or how it's called in British accent, but I do not have that. I have to oh, that is, maybe we can. I think when I'm talking, or when I try to talk in English, it's more like American English. But personally, I favor the British English, or the sound of British English more than that of American English. I don't know why. It's just it sounds a little bit more hot, or a little bit more cool. But in school I learned American English, so okay, we have to That is something that I don't understand or ever will understand, I guess. It's, we have to look at the right, from the right spot at that room, enable, in order to activate. Oh, come on. Okay, it seems like we already activated it. Okay, the parts, they are missing, we are missing some parts. Okay, we have to go there, I guess, but by doing that our torch is erased, or the light of it, and that means Penmedia is after us again. So let's see. Yeah, that was expected. Unexpected. Shit. I hate that. Unnecessary death. Thank God we are in the light. But there is no fire inside where we can... I don't know if that word is correct. Relight or light our torch again. Maybe we have to... Okay, we can't... I can't drop here. Shit. Let's see. We have to somehow get it down there, I guess. Let's see. Is that really? Or do we have to... Let's see.
Stop!
Okay, that was actually... That was not good. That was absolutely... That was unnecessary. Oh God. I hate myself for doing that, or trying that, but we couldn't see any other option. So yeah, maybe I have to approach that from a different angle tomorrow. So I think it's enough for today. it's getting already time. So yeah, let's end the stream for today and continue tomorrow. I hope you had a good time and enjoyed the segment before the let's play or the stream, the ASMR segment with the tale or the tales, the Norse myths that I tried to somehow tell in English or translate in English, and I would like to continue doing that while playing the game or until we are finished. And yeah, we have to we continue doing that, and I have to I see what I want. I see what I can present you tomorrow that in the context of the game makes sense and add to the knowledge or to the information that we already have and makes sense in terms of the story as whole. So yeah, stay tuned. Make sure to watch the VOD on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, if you didn't or don't have the chance catching my stream because you live in a, I don't know, different time zone. And yeah, as always, have a good one and stay safe, sleep well, and see ya tomorrow. Bye bye.